Hey, welcome back, racing fans. Ellis Park Mike here from horseracingbarns.com, and we're filming Saturday's picks one day early so we can make sure everyone gets it. So we won't have a recap of Friday's uh, results until Sunday, and hopefully everyone did well on Friday. Um, we're going to try again here on Saturday, which features the Coaching Club American Oaks, the first Grade 1 of Saratoga's summer meeting. Before we get started, I want to make sure I give props to Daily Racing Form. Uh, I get all my information from Daily Racing Form, and I've been getting that information for over 40 years from them. And to me, there's just no other place to get it. I just like the way that they put everything in. And I encourage everyone to go out and get a racing form, learn how to read it, and you'll do well. Okay, first race today is a 5.5 furlong stakes race called the Willard Straight. And in this race, I'm going with number 4, Fiddler's Patriot, from my buddy George Weaver. This horse, first time off the shelf this year, won the turf sprint at Pimlico, and it was very impressive. Then went up to Canada and ran just okay. Got beat only a length and a half in a grade 2 there and ran 4th. Gets back to Saratoga where he has been training for the last couple months, and he's 4-1. I look for him to be very tough in here. Second choice in here is going to be number 7, Bridgetown. He's undefeated at Saratoga in 3 starts, and he's going to be tough to beat. But I don't know. He's 2 starts this year. He's finished second in both of them. He may have lost a step, and I think Fiddler's Patriot's a horse on the come. So I like Bridgetown for second. Third pick in here is going to be number 2, and that is Great Mills for Stephen Asmussen. This colt is 1-for-1 here at Saratoga, but he's also over. Well, he did win his first start at Houston, but then since then at Keeneland and Churchill, he's not run as good as he can, and was beaten by Bridgetown last time out. So in the first, it's going to be 4, 7, and 2 for me. Race 2 is the first 2-year-old colt race of the season. Yesterday we had the fillies. This day we have the colts. And in this one here, it's a very nice 2-year-old race. I think you got to go deep. I like number 1, Exploring, from Mark Cassie. I don't really like the rail post, but the horse has been working well, and he's had some good success with his babies at Churchill this summer. I expect that to continue here. Number 2, Well Lawyered, Todd Pletcher, another one that's been working well and has been stabled at Saratoga since May. Number 3, Hot West, for Nick Zito. Nick doesn't usually win with first-time starters, 2-year-olds, but at Saratoga, that percentage is higher. And this is a horse out of the mare Extra Heat who was lightning quick. I look for this horse to be ready to go first time out of the box. Also going to use number 6, Show Some Magic, for Steve Asmussen. And this is the only horse in the race that has a start. And he has 2 starts. And his last one was his best one when he was second. So for me, 1, 2, 3, and 6 in race 2. Race 3 is a New York State bred maiden. Special weight at 6 furlongs. These races are always competitive. This one's no different. I'm going to go with number 1, Bonita Sonata, at a price. Went back and watched this horse's last race at Belmont, and this filly was way, way out of it. Made a nice run to get beat only 2 lengths. There's 4 horses that are in this race that come out of that race the same day, and they're all going to be a pick for me. But I'm going to put Bonita Sonata on top for a chance to upset them. Clear Passage was one of those 4. This is number 5, and she was beaten just a nose. Ran a big race at a big price. We missed a chance there to cash on her at a big price. She won't be that kind of price today, but she's definitely got to be used in your gimmicks. Number 6, Wild Grace, was also right on the wire there. Was beaten only ahead and finished 3rd. Also ran very well, and that was her first start, so you give her another chance. And the last one of those was Cinematized, the 8 horse, and she's the one that cut the pace, led all the way to the very last, and was only beating the length. So 1, 5, 6, and 8 in no particular order, although I do like the 1 as an upsetter. Race number 4 is in maiden special weight on the inner turf at 1.16 miles, and this is also for New York State breds. And we're going to go to the outside here. Number 11, Sunny and Pally for Nick Zito. I went back and watched this horse's first start of the year and going 6 furlongs. And this colt just ran a nice even race. He really he didn't show any turn of foot, but he was just, I think more or less this was just a trial run for him. He's stretching out to 1.16 miles today. I believe that'll help him. This is not a very tough race. He's bred for grass. He'll make him my top pick. My second choice will be number 12, Sam's Buck. And this is George Weaver again. And first start this year at Belmont was narrowly beaten 4th, beaten only a length and a half. Second time out, maybe bounced a little bit, did not run as well. It was a little disappointing, but I look for him to bounce back because George points his horses for Saratoga. My third choice is going to be number 8, Knock Quietly. Here's a horse that's 0 for 23. And I don't usually like backing horses that are 0 for 23. And the trainer is very cold. Only 1 win this year in 50 starts. But something tells me this horse is going to run a little bit better. 2 starts back on was a good third. Last time the race was rained off the turf, and he ran him anyway, and he just didn't run at all. So I'm going to give him another chance. 11, 12, 8 in race number 4 for me. Race number 5 is a $20,000 conditioned claimer at 6 furlongs. And this is for 3-year-olds who could have won as many races as they wanted to, and older horses that have never won 2 races. And there are only 2 horses in this race that have won more than twice. More than once, I should say. Number 11, How Do I Win, is going to be the big favorite, and if he runs anywhere near to his form and his capabilities, then he runs away from this field and wins easily. If he is not himself, that opens it up a little bit. How Do I Win was on the Derby Trail. His stakes placed. I mean, it's his race to lose. And I happen to know that Mike Rapoli is trying to win the owner's title here at Saratoga, so the drop is not a concern. Second choice is going to be number 8, Mandorla. And this is the other horse that's had more than 1 win. And this horse has 5 wins. But all of them's been at cheaper price, and this is a little bit of a step up for this gelding, and it's being shipped in from Laurel. But in a race that everybody's looking for their second win, pretty much, this one has 5, so I'll make him my second choice. My third choice is going to be number 4, No Nose Boy for Bruce Brown. He claimed this horse 2 back for $20,000. Tried him on the grass, didn't like it, for $35,000. Now drops back down to $20,000. I'll make him my third choice. So for me in race 5, 11, 8, and 4. Race number 6 on Saturday. There's another maiden special weight. This one's at 1.16 miles on the inner turf. My top pick in here is going to be number 5, Leah. This is for Al Stahl. Went back and watched this horse's last race at Churchill Downs. Had a very, very wide trip. Was really coming hard at the end. Got nipped by a horse that got a rail run. Ran second. I believe he's going to do better from the experience. I'm going to make him my top choice in here. In a very tough race, by the way. My second choice is going to be number 3, Sir Sydney for Chad Brown. Horse had 2 runs. First one at Gulfstream was coming on at the end to finish 5th, beating only 2 3/4 lengths. Went to Keeneland and was bet down to odds on and just didn't show up at all on that turf course. I look for him to bounce back and be a lot tougher today. Also, number 4, Chris Royal. Charlie Lopresti brings this horse in from Kentucky. But he did stop by Prairie Meadow, Presque Isle to run on the synthetic, and was a good second, beating only ahead. He gets Lasix for his second start. Julian Leperoux is his go-to guy. I'll make him my third choice. And I'm also going to throw in number 8, Never on Time for Todd Pletcher. Once again, this is Rapoli. This horse has never tried the grass, but he has a pedigree that can do it, and has been working very well on the turf at Saratoga. So for me, 5, 3, 4, 8 in race number 6. Race number 7 is an entry-level allowance for New York State breds at a mile and 16th on the Mellon turf. In here, I'm going to go to the outside for number 12, Yankee Kitten. And this is another one of those situations where this horse hasn't run since April of 2011. And I usually don't like to back horses that have been off that long, but Chad Brown brings this horse in here. He off 2 starts against Open Company. Now comes back against New York State breds, where he broke his maiden against those in 2010. Castellano, his go-to guy, gets on him. And this race is not a very tough race. I'm going to make him my top choice in a race that I think is wide open. My second choice is going to be number 5, Image of Disco. Jimmy Ryerson, this horse's first start of the year was 6 furlongs on the turf, and he just never picked up his feet at all. Was never in the hunt. Was always outrun. His last race as a 2-year-old was a wire-to-wire win at this distance at Aqueduct. So in a race that I think there's not much to beat, I'm going to put him in there second. My third choice is going to be number 2, Parachute Coney. Dominic Lucio. This horse has won 2 in a row, both for claiming tags, both against Open Company. Now comes back against New York State Allowance breds, New York Breds Allowance. So I'm going to give him a shot to run well in here. And then I'm also going to use Cientifico for John Terranova. This horse has had 3 runs on the turf this year, and all of them were off tracks, off turf. One was good, one was yielding, one was soft. He's going to get firm turf today. He's also adding blinkers, so I'm going to make him my 4th choice. So for me, 12-5, 2-1 in race number 7. Race number 8 is the start of the $500,000 guaranteed late pick 4. And every Saturday at Saratoga, there's going to be a $500,000 guarantee on the pick 4. And this is a race that there's two schools of thought here. Either you single number 13, Reserve Currency, who's making the big drop for Bill Mott, or you spread. Reserve Currency should win this race. He's coming out of much tougher races, running against much better horses. The taking the drop, I'm not sure exactly what's up here. This is a suspicious drop. If he's right, he wins. If he's not, it's wide open. And if he's not, the horses I say you should use are number 8, Standing O for Graham Motion. This horse is coming off a win in his last start. It gets 25,000 maiden claimers. Now it goes to $20,000 at 2 lifetime. The perfect, this is where you want to go. This is the logical move. Number 7 is Adios Nardo. Another one who just broke his maiden at maiden 25,000. Now it goes to $20,000 at 2 lifetime for Rudy Rodriguez. Also got to look at number 5, Spring Court. Now here's a horse that's never won on turf, but is really bred for it. He's out of a mare named Flower Forest, who I'm very familiar with. I used to take care of her when I worked for Tony Reinsteller. She was a really nice filly. This horse has been close in his last 2 at this level, beating only 3 lengths in both of those. But he may not have a desire to get to the wire first, but certainly has the ability. And also number 2, Romantic Channel. Mike Maker brings this horse in. 3rd at this level last time, going 7 furlongs. Gets to stretch out today. Gets Castellano back. If you don't single the 13, then for me it's 8-7-5-2 to start off this pick 4. Might want to play 2 tickets here. Race number 9 is an entry-level allowance at 7 furlongs for 3-year-olds and up. This was an interesting race for me, and it was kind of hard to single down to one, but I'm going to make number 1, Bellamy Brew, my top choice. This horse broke his maiden in its debut in October of last year, and 5 horses came out of that race to come back and win their next starts. So obviously it was a very competitive race, and this horse did it with style. Now he's been off ever since, which is a concern, but Mott can get him ready off the layoff. A horse obviously has ability. Second choice is going to be number 7, One Cool Kid from Mike Marina. This horse broke his maiden with style as well on June 30th at Belmont. One going away. He's worked well since he ran. Marina's hitting at a high percentage. I look for this horse to run well too, but it is a big step from maiden to allowance. My third choice will be number 2, Shrewd One. Here's the only multiple winner in the race. This is a New York bred that has won 3 races and finished second 8 times. But he's coming off a narrow loss at this level at Belmont in his last start, beating only a nose. Obviously, he's very talented, and if these other horses are a little bit short in their conditioning, then Shrewd One's going to be the one to beat. So for me, 1, 7, and 2 in race number 9. Race number 10 is the Grade 1, 96th running of the Coaching Club American Oaks. And boy, it's hard for me to pick against number 5, Zoe Impressive, since we did have her to upset the field in the Mother Goose on June 23rd. I think this filly's only going to get better. Her daddy was a racehorse, Hartspun. Her mother was a racehorse, Zoftig. It's no surprise that she is also a very good racehorse. I'm going to make her my top choice and the horse to beat. But this is a very competitive race. Number 6, In Lingerie. Pletcher picked this horse up, and the horse has won 2 out of its 3 since he's got it, including the Black-Eyed Susan in its last start after stumbling at the break, and a bad stumble if you go back and watch it. A horse that seems to be on the improve, has trained well at Saratoga this month. Gonna pick him second. My third choice is going to be number 1, Questing. This was a horse well thought of when it came to America from England to Karen McLaughlin after finishing second and third in some Grade 3 stakes as a 2-year-old. They tried the horse on the turf. Well, they tried her in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, and she didn't run very well at all. Then they put her back on turf, and she just ran okay. Brought her to Belmont, tried to get the dirt again, and she run a powerhouse race, just drawing away to win easily in a very fast time with a big number. This is a filly that could be another top-notch horse from McLaughlin. I think she could be an upsetter. But for me, it's going to be 5, 6, and 1 in the Coaching Club American Oaks. Race number 11 is going to end us for us today, and it's a 5.5 furlong turf race for maiden 25,000 claimers. Another very wide open race. I recommend go deep as you can afford to go. My top choice is going to be number 12, Stormy Beauty. Mark Cassie brings this horse in from Woodbine. She was second last time for 50 claimers, drops down to 25. Bred for the grass, bred for sprinting. I like him on top. Number 11, My Sweet Candy, will be my second choice. Rapoli and Bruce Levine claimed this horse for 50, drop him to 25. Again, I would say this is a concern, but like I said, Rapoli wants to win the title, so it doesn't bother me that much. I'm going to make him my second choice. Third choice is going to be number 3, Holiday at Betty's. Debuted at Belmont on June 24th and was a good third. Was really running good at the end. Obviously needed the race. Could be an upsetter here at 8-1 for George Weaver. And my fourth choice is going to be number 6, Diamond d'Oro. Steve Asmussen brings this horse in, another big dropper. Was second at 5 furlongs at Churchill and maiden special weight last time. Now he gets him in for 25. He's the morning line favorite. She's the morning line favorite, I should say. Um, you know, I don't know. I think you got to go deep. So for me, 12, 11, 3, and 6 in the finale on Saturday at Saratoga. Well, I hope everyone does well. Try to make some money. Remember, any day at Saratoga is a great day. Ellis Park Mike saying see you tomorrow.